In this video lesson, we are going to talk about unit conversions. Unit conversions are going to be something really important as we compare distances and speeds and that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and take a look. We want to go ahead and convert 8 miles per minute to feet per second. So here's how we're going to start this. I'm going to first write the first speed, so 8 miles per minute, as a fraction. 8 miles per minute. Okay, and it's 1 minute. Well, I need to go ahead and convert it to feet. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of create a table. I'm just going to extend that fraction bar all the way out, and I'm going to separate it here. And I am going to go ahead, if I want miles to cancel, well, right now miles is in the numerator. So to get something to cancel, if something's in the numerator, then we need it in the denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and put miles here in the denominator. Well, what's the relationship between miles and feet? Hopefully you know that in 1 mile, there are 5,280 feet. So really it's like I'm multiplying by 1 because 280 feet is the same as 1 mile. So I'm not really changing my problem, I'm just converting it to the correct units. So if I look here, since I had miles in the numerator, and now I have miles in the denominator, those units cancel, and I'm just left with feet. But now I need to convert this minute, and I'm going minutes to seconds. Well, since minutes in the denominator on the first one right here, I'm going to go ahead and put minutes in the numerator. Well, I know that 1 minute is the same as 60 seconds. So my minute in the denominator cancels with my minute in the numerator, and I'm going to go ahead and take my calculator and multiply everything on top together. So I'm going to take 8 times 5,280, and I end up with 42,240, and my units are feet. That's the only thing that's not canceled on the top. Over, and now I'm going to take 1 times 60, which is 60, and the only units left on the bottom are seconds. So now I'm going to go ahead and simplify this, and I'm going to take 42,240, and I'm going to divide it by 60. When I divide it by 60, I get 704, and my units are feet per second. All right, let's take a look at another one. I am going to go ahead and convert 8 kilograms per hour to grams per feet. So I'm going to start with 8 kilograms per hour. And I'm going to make just my big fraction. And I'm going to go 8 kilograms in 1 hour. So let's go ahead and get my units to be grams per second. I'm going to convert to grams. Well, what's the relationship between kilograms and grams? Hopefully you know that 1 kilogram, and notice I put it on the bottom, is the same as 1,000 grams. So my kilogram units will cancel and I'm left with grams. And now I need to go to seconds. Well, since hour's on the bottom, I'm going to put 1 hour on the top. And I know the closest relationship to 1 hour is going to be 60 minutes. So 1 hour, my hours will cancel, is the same as 60 minutes. Now I'm still not done because I don't want minutes, I want seconds. So since minutes right now is in the denominator, I'm going to go ahead and put 1 minute in the numerator. And I know 1 minute is the same as 60 seconds. So my minutes, units will cancel. And right now I'm left with grams per second, which is what I needed. So I can go ahead and finish this off by multiplying. So I'm going to take 8 times 1,000 times 1 times 1, which is going to give me 8,000 grams over 1 times 60 times 60 is 3,600 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and divide this out. So a unit conversion means that you want to divide it out. You don't want your answer as a fraction. So I'm going to take 8,000 and I'm going to divide it by 3,600 and I get 2.22, and we'll just round 2 decimal places, grams per second. Okay, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and look at a couple other examples, so let's move on. I want to know who's faster. Johnny, who swims or bikes or whatever, runs at 2 feet per second, or Kevin, who goes 35 yards per minute. Well, if we want to know who's faster, the key is we have to have the same units. We can only compare things when we have the same units. So we need to go ahead and change one of these, either Johnny's situations or Kevin's situation, so that we have the same units. Let's go ahead and take Kevin, and we're going to convert Kevin to feet per second. That's going to be our goal. So I'm going to start with what it gave me, 35 yards in 1 minute. And let's go ahead and get rid of yards, and let's get it in terms of feet. So since yards is on top, I'm going to put yards in the bottom. And I know that 1 yard is the same as 3 feet. So the yard units will cancel since one's in the numerator and one's in the denominator. So I have my feet. I now need to get rid of the minute. So I'm going to put minute in the numerator. And I know 1 minute is the same as 60 seconds. So the minute in the denominator and the numerator will cancel, and the units I'm left with are feet per second. So let's go ahead and do our multiplying. On the top, 35 times 3 is 70. Not 70, I'm sorry. 35 times 3 is 105, I meant to say. And that's going to be feet over 60 seconds. Well, I'm going to divide that out. I'm going to take 105 divided by 60, and I get 1.75 feet per second. So who's faster, Johnny, who goes 2 feet per second, or Kevin, who goes 1.75 feet per second? Well, obviously, Johnny is the faster competitor. Okay, so I want you to take a look at this problem. Go ahead, try it, pause the video, and when you're done, come back and let's see how you did. Okay, I want to know how many minutes it's going to take Sally to swim 5 laps and 1 lap down and back. So 5 laps. 1 lap is down and back. If he can swim or she can swim 50 yards per minute. So let's think about that. First of all, they're going to go 5 laps, and 1 lap is down and back. So down and back, 1 lap is how far? Well, that's going to be 200 feet for 1 lap, down and back. And they're going to do 5 of them. So I'm going to multiply this by 5. So I get 1,000 feet is how far she's going to go. Well, if I want to find out how fast she can go, I can't have 1,000 feet. I need to be talking about yards. Or I can change my yards to feet. It doesn't matter. I need to have the yards and the feet match up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch my 1,000 feet. So I'm going to take 1,000 feet over 1. I'm not really having a time there. And I'm going to make my big conversion table here. And since feet is in the numerator, I'm going to go ahead and put feet in the denominator. And I know that 3 feet makes up 1 yard. So my feet will cancel. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply the top, and I end up with 1,000 yards over 3. So I'm going to take 1,000 and divide it by 3, and I get 333 and 1/3. Okay, that's how many yards she's going to swim. So now if I want to know how long it's going to take Sally to swim that, I'm going to take the distance, and I'm going to divide it by the speed. Now that I'm talking about yards in both situations, this will be easy. I'm going to take 33 and 1/3, and I'm going to divide it by 50. And we end up with about 6.67, and my units here, since the speed is minutes, this is going to be minutes. So it's going to take her about 6 2/3 of a minute to swim. Now I'm going to take that 2/3 and I'm going to figure out how many seconds that is. So I'm going to take 2/3 times 60. So it's going to take her about 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I can also think of it that way. But there you go. The big thing when you're trying to do conversions, or you're trying to figure out who's faster or how long it would take, is that you need to make sure that your distances and your units all are the same. So like with this one, I was given feet, but I needed to change it to yards so I could compare. So there you go. That's how we deal with some unit conversions. Good luck.